Here is an interesting fun fact about Dunkirk. We got a mini Dark Knight Saga reunion with a couple familiar people. We got the director who worked on all three of the Dark Knight films, Christopher Nolan. We got our favorite composer of all time, Hans Zimmer. And also three familiar actors. We got the actor who did Scarecrow, the actor who did Bane, and also a cameo appearance from Michael Caine. Isn't that a pretty cool fun fact to know about this underrated film that came in the year of 2017? One of the films I never got a chance to see in the movie theaters. Sadly to say. Well, anyway, hi ladies and dudes. This is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka Boobop197. This is my review for today. And today, we're finally heading on to my next movie review. One of my main hopes of which other movie I want to do for a review, and it's finally here. And to tell you the truth, this ladies and dudes, I never done any research about Dunkirk itself. The only things I know about Dunkirk is, 1, it's based by a true story, 2, it takes place in the 1940s, and 3, it happened in World War II. That was pretty much it. Those are the 3 things I know about Dunkirk. And I'm not sure which one of these characters is fictional or real life people. Maybe one day I'll do some research about Dunkirk. One of these days. But for now on, let's head on to this very important movie review that I really want to do for today. And that is Dunkirk. And yes, this is a picture of a young man. I'm not sure if it's a real life person or a fictional person. I just can't tell. But it's a really nice picture though. It's really nice and very well detailed. So anyway, let's head on to my movie review of Dunkirk. I'm not sure what the heck I want to say about the main plot of the story. Let's say it features some characters in 3 different storylines. So it's a triangle storyline with so many important characters here and there. We got a storyline of a young soldier who's trying to escape the war and try to keep himself alive, along with a friend of his who is also a soldier who got involved with this war. Another storyline that featured this guy and his 2 young sons who's trying to escape one of their homelands and, go out into sea. And the final storyline is a story about a young pilot, along with his pirate crew, are trying to take care of some bad guys here and there who just pilot some jets. And all that stuff. So, we got like a 3 triangle story that featured these characters who did get involved with the very same war that happened in the 1940s. That was pretty much it. That's all I could say about the main plot of the story. I guess everybody wants to know is, what the heck do I think about this movie? I'll tell you the truth right now, ladies and dudes. I really did enjoy this movie. It's pretty darn good, and I will say, this is one of the most underrated Christopher Nolan films I have ever watched in my whole entire life. And I did watch it last night. I did watch this whole movie from start to finish. I mean, it was pretty darn good, pretty darn interesting, and I would like to get to know more of the histories of Dunkirk. The whole entire storyline itself. Something I never learned from history. Something I wish I should have known sooner from school. Maybe you could say Dunkirk is one of the most underrated stories that came from history. Just like George Mallory's journey to hang on to Mount Everest and the Irish Revolution and the Washington spies. After all, there are some underrated storylines that I wish we should explore more that came from in history, I guess. If you know what I mean. I will say the storyline is pretty good for the most part. The characters were enjoyable. I wish we could get to know a little bit more about the characters. And there's some good sceneries and highlight moments of the film. It has a good cinematography. I frickin' love the score. The score is truly the best part I love about the movie the most. And it's a very darn enjoyable movie to watch. But yeah, I do have some flaws about it, sadly to say, just a couple of flaws. So anyway, ladies and dudes, let's head on to my strongest points and the weakest points of Dunkirk. I will say for the strongest points for this movie is truly Hans Zimmer's score. I freaking love the score in this movie. It really did blow me away from start to finish. It really fits the movie very well. Something about time. Will these soldiers ever survive this terrible place that they're in right now? I mean, there was a whole lot of events going on in this film that featured in a pure epic score. This is one of the most intense scores I have ever heard in movie history. I was in the edge of my seat for it. So yeah, Hans Zimmer did a great job with that score. Along with his other good scores that deserve to be, well listening to. Like, The Prince of Egypt, The Lion King, The Last Samurai, and a couple of the Dark Knight films here and there, and some others. And yeah, he will do the score for that new film as well. I think that will be a blockbuster hit and an Oscar-worthy film, if you know which film I'm talking about. So yeah, Hans Zimmer's score is truly the strongest point of the whole entire movie. And now let's go on to the most weakest points about the movie. I think the part of the beginning was a little bit rushed. I think they really did rush the beginning way too much. I wish they should just slow it down a little bit for the beginning. And also, I wish we could get to know these characters just a little bit more. Maybe get to know their backstories a little bit. Try to get to know every single character that we're trying to get to know in this film. I was thinking maybe like an extra 15 or 20 minutes to the film. I wish we could get to know these characters a little bit more. And get to know every single one of them. From the pilot to one of the soldiers or the captain and some others. So yeah, those are a few weak points that I found with Dunkirk. And now, let's go on to the characters. I will go with the two characters that stand out in this film. I'll go with this one. The captain dude. Played by a familiar actor, Kenneth Branagh, if I got his name right. Yeah, I do like this captain. At least he's very darn concerned about his soldiers. If his soldiers will ever survive this whole entire chaos or not. He's not worried about himself, he's worried about his soldiers. And he's worried about their survival. And an interesting fun fact about this guy is he was also in another Christopher Nolan film, the film called Tenet. I refuse to watch that movie because I think that movie's a bit too overrated for my taste, sadly to say. But I think I'd rather stay with the film that he's featured on that's kind of underrated to me. And you know me, underrated films is my cup of tea. That's all I can say about this really nice guy, but I wish we could get to know him a little bit more. And another character I want to talk about is the pilot dude played by Tom Harley. The guy who did Bane, and also the guy who did Venom. I mean, he did a really good job of playing with this really good character. I'm not sure if he's based by a true person or not, since I haven't studied the Dunkirk storyline much. But overall, I really do like this character, and he's truly the main hero of the story. I mean, he's brave, he's fearless, he took his job seriously, and he knows how to fight like a man. What else I could say? And yes, ladies and dudes, I found another interesting fun fact about Dunkirk. I'm not sure if this is him or not, or it could be somebody else. Remember this boy band called One Direction? There's one of the members in the boy band back from the 2000 area, I think. There was one guy who did get featured in the film, but I can't remember which one. Who's that guy who was the member of One Direction? Yeah, it is strange that he did become a part of this film. Weird thing to say, don't you think? So yeah, that's another fun fact I found with this film. There's one member of One Direction who did become a part of this film. And now let's head on to my final thoughts of Dunkirk. Overall, Dunkirk is a pretty darn good movie. I will say one of the most underrated Christopher Nolan films of all time. A very underrated film indeed, and I would love to get to know about the real life story of, you know, how the soldiers did survive and, getting involved with this World War II stuff, if you know what I mean. I will say it had a pretty good storyline for the most part. I wish we could get to know the characters more. And I love the cinematography, sceneries, and highlight moments of the film. A very good epic score that I love. And it's a very good movie to watch. Even if there are some parts missing here and there for it. If you know what I mean. So I decided to give this movie an 8.5 out of 10. Please check out this movie to believe it. And that's my whole entire movie review of Dunkirk. I hope everybody enjoyed this movie review. And join me next time for another one. Tell you the truth is, ladies and dudes, my cat Sadie is here. Here she is. Yeah. I just did not know she was here. Hey Sadie, you want to say hello to everybody? Hi everybody on YouTube. How all of you are doing? Oh, you silly little girl. Yep. She always bothers me sometimes every time I do a video. So yep, here she is. Alright, sweetie, we better go. It's time for me to work on your breakfast, and I better work on my breakfast and my mother's coffee, if you know what I mean. So, I'll see you next time on my next movie review to come. My next movie review is Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. That'll be a perfect movie review to do for Halloween. That's for sure. So, I'll see you all later, and sayonara.